don't happen to have any like other older video games and console, Game Boy.
No, that's the only game we have, or like the only like console we have. And then there's 2 games in there.
Yeah, I
to
saw
go
them.
with it, and I'll take 20 for that.
20? 15 sounds so much better.
15's fine. I don't care.
Is it?
It's not mine.
Oh, what?
Take it.
How about
I bought some TI-84s.
how about 20 with this?
That's fine.
You are actually a very much so a pleasure to deal with.
Well, it's easy when you're selling other people's stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
What else is not yours? I'll buy the hell out of it. What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean. Welcome to another live episode of Garage Sale and Flea Market Hunting. I'll say it like I always do. If you want to show off those finds that you get each week, or want to talk about retro gaming, or just buying and selling in general, make sure to check out that Discord server I started up. It's crazy how many people we got there. I'll leave a link to it in the description, as well as a pinned comment. But without further ado, let's get this show started at the flea market. I always love stopping and checking this guy's booth out. I believe he's been in the last 2 episodes. He always gives such amazing deals, and there was 2 games in particular that I wanted to pick up. Now, when you'll see on the actual games themselves, they're always marked fairly high. They're still decent priced, but he always gives great deals. You'll see on his signs it'll say 30, 40% off. He always gives me usually 50% or more. He's a great guy, and I picked up Super Mario Maker for the Wii U as well as Tamagotchi for the 3DS, which was luckily a tip from one of my buddies who told me to pick that game up, because it's just one that I missed. It's hard to keep track of hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of games in your head. It's almost impossible. It's easy to miss something, but that's why it's good to have community out there, because we all help each other out in some way. What do you say, brother?
Hey, man.
It was kind of funny in the last video that I did when I showed this guy that I got one comment that said, "You're beating that old man up on his prices. He's still giving out great deals." And you're absolutely right. He gives out fantastic deals, but my philosophy is every dollar saved is a dollar earned. And not only that, is I know this guy. He's a buddy of mine. I've been dealing with him for years. There's many vendors here at this flea market that I love to banter with back and forth. That's just part of the game. $14, that's high. I do you 12.
Make it 13.
Yeah, just because it's you, I will. If there's anybody else, I'd leave them to the road. Hey, Barner, how much you getting on? Did you go 3?
Yeah.
Right on, man. Hello. Y'all happen to have any like older video games by chance? Like old Nintendo or Sega, Game Boy, 64, that sort of thing, cartridge stuff?
No, that stuff, sorry.
Alrighty. Now here's another thing that I like about the Discord server is there's so many educated minds there that, someone knows something about something that someone else doesn't. There's one of my buddies on there that is very knowledgeable when it comes to things like manga, anime, that sort of thing. And in this box to the right, it's filled with a bunch of the stuff. I don't know a thing about it, but after this video, I'm going to talk to him and see if there's anything worth going back and picking up. How much y'all want on the games here?
I think it's wanting 5 each.
Okay.
Hey, Jerry, you got
$5 a piece.
Alrighty.
And those are all adult only. No smoking household.
You want the stuff?
Not in the book.
What was Liz wanting for those?
Buck is good. Would you go 3 on one game?
What's that?
Would you go 3 on one game?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet, man. I appreciate it. You got it. Hey, man. Reno.
coming.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you reminded me. Like I said, I'm forgetful.
Well, I picked them up. Have no idea if they work. I've never tried. I thought they looked cool and would be good decoration. So, and now we're moving and got to get rid of all this stuff. This is the one you wanted pictures of.
Yeah, the Olympus.
And I know these things are worth a lot, but again, I don't know if it works. So.
Yeah, it's always the risk when it comes to buying cameras.
I figured $30 is good even just for decor.
Yeah, no, $30 is a solid deal. That's why I didn't argue with you.
A bunch of people ask me, they're like, would you be willing to ship them for $50? And I'm like, man, I'm trying to move. I don't have time. So,
I just want to kind of check them, make
I'll
sure
put them in a box for you.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, Don.
So yeah, you didn't have any like old video games or anything by chance? Like,
Nothing,
any records, man?
No.
All
I
good.
used to have records, and I've been through so many moves that I do this every time. Just
Kind of get rid of it as you go. Yeah, this looks good. Let me go ahead and give you the. Do you have a $10 bill by chance? I got two 20s.
Let me ask.
So this pickup right here was through a Facebook Marketplace listing, and he had it for $30. And when I looked at the 4 cameras that were pictured, it was a fantastic deal. I did need pictures of the back of the Olympus. I just wanted to check it out because that's going to be the heavy hitter in this lot. So for $30, I am pretty happy about this. I'm not the most knowledgeable with cameras, but I could not pass up a deal like this. Now, I already know people are going to be like, tell me you checked out those board games, and absolutely I did, but understand that they were all individually priced. They actually belong to her. She looked every one of them up. They were reasonably priced. They weren't terrible, but there just wasn't a lot of meat on the bone for me to go after them. Board games can be a risky thing if you're missing pieces, but I will say that box did have some pretty nice obscure ones in it. But I will say one of my favorite things about this yard sale is I make an awesome contact. This is another reseller at this sale, and as you'll see how it unfolds, it worked out to where me and him exchanged numbers, and now we are looking out for certain things for each other, and that's just a perfect scenario as you're going to see how it turned out. You don't have to have any like other older video games and consoles, Game Boy.
No, that's the only game we have, or like the only like console we have. And then there's 2 games in there.
Yeah, I
to
saw
go
one.
with it, and I'll take 20 for that.
20? 15 sounds so much better.
15's fine.
Is it?
It's not mine.
Oh, what?
Take it.
How about
I bought some TI 84s.
how about 20 with this?
That's fine.
You are actually a very much so a pleasure to deal with.
Well, it's easy when you're selling other people's stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
What else is not yours? I'll buy the hell out of it.
some dice. You can have all the dice. I'll give you all those dice for $5.
Dice.
I don't know
You
if
shooting craps over here?
No, I think it's for D&D.
I'll get some singles.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I used to shoot craps with a bunch of fellas. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have any of those kind of dice, but we have a lot of like.
You know what about that?
I do.
I just bought a Super Nintendo with a bunch of games.
You got it with you?
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you.
Is that a good deal on that?
Yeah, I fix them up. Where'd you score the Super Nintendo at?
That's Yorkville.
Around here?
No, it was in West Africa.
Ah,
They're asking 50. I paid them 40 for it. I don't know much about them. I don't play games, but I sell at the flea market, and
yeah.
every time I
See, I collect and I sell, son.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, those calculators was really the better deal.
all right, thank you.
Those was a real good deal on them.
That's it. Check it out.
Yeah, let's see here.
See if I got a good deal on that.
You said you paid 40?
Yeah. Every time I go out there, there's about 10 guys that come by early in the morning. Got any video games?
Oh, yeah.
Video games?
I say you did great. That's not bad at all. Definitely solid games in there too. Clean Super Nintendo.
What do you think I can get out of it? If you don't mind
Ah, well, that's a hard thing to say. If you're selling at the flea market, someone's probably gonna nickel and dime you on the games themselves.
I've always heard that the Mario is the most expensive ones usually.
Not in this lot, believe it or not.
No?
No, not in this one.
What's the best?
I think Kirby's got you beat on that one. Kirby's or Yoshi's Island. They're all solid games. I might buy it. What you want to get out of it? What you want to make?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Because there's only one game in here that I'll add to my collection. The rest will be sold for me. W your money at 80.
Can do 100 on all of it?
That I don't know. Let me see. I got to check my funds. That's the thing.
I understand. At that 1 yard.
Because I think I got like 40 on me. Maybe I've been spending myself.
I had 100 on me this morning. I got $10 left on me. I've only been to 3 yard sales.
Meet you at 90. Seller to a seller. Alright. So it was an awesome meetup right here. This guy, obviously, he is a reseller. He sells at the flea market. He knows that I am a reseller. He knows that I collect as well. There is a few games in this lot that I will be adding to my personal collection, which is always nice. I told him exactly what I plan to do with it. And that's the thing, it's honesty. I'm not going to jib him. I told him I'm going to make money on the lot as well as he is. He made $50. He paid $40 for that bundle. I gave him an extra $50 on top of that and paid $90. I paid a little bit more for it, but at the same time, I made an awesome contact and one that's going to be looking out for games for me at future yard sales. Now, this yard sale was interesting right here. Obviously, I pick up a few things. I wouldn't be showing the footage otherwise. But when I go to ask this gentleman if he had any other games or consoles, and I'm specific about what I mentioned, he says that he sold that a while ago, and you just saw the Super Nintendo lot I picked up. I wonder if it has any sort of meaning, if there's coincidence there or not, or someone else picked it up. But it was interesting to think about. Now, you'll see me pick up those PlayStation 1 consoles and look on the back of those. Those are actually AV-compatible PS1s, which are a little bit more sought after, and those are the ones that I do recommend picking up if you do pick up any PS1 consoles at all, other than the Slim model, of course. What you asking on the Connect?
Make me an offer. What do you want? You want just one thing, or?
Yeah, just the one here.
I don't know. Make me an offer.
Let me see if I can. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all tangled up. Sorry about that.
No, it ain't your fault.
Kids never took really good care of that stuff.
But... $3.
$3 sold.
Awesome.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, you don't happen to have anything like older. I see you had some PlayStation 1, but like Super Nintendo or
Yeah,
gaming.
stuff sold this morning. Yeah, we had a bunch of stuff and it went quick.
Oh, well, that happens.
Yeah.
They left something. They left. Yeah, I've been out.
Yeah. Free water cans.
Oh, who knows? Maybe it was the same Super Nintendo that was bought from here that I just picked up again, which was, obviously more expensive, but that's just the way it works. Or someone else got lucky and picked up that the lot here. But they left so much stuff behind. As you're going to see, I do end up getting both of those PS1 consoles, the uncommon PlayStation 1 Red controller, as well as the Xbox One Connect. And I will say, I see a lot of Xbox One Connects out there nowadays. Pick them up. They still sell somewhere between $30 to $40. A lot of times you can get shipping on top of that. So to pick one up for $3 was definitely a good deal. People, for whatever reason, are still needing them and still wanting to use them. Now, there are some other things at this sale that I could have definitely picked up, but honestly, and this is going to sound weird, but I just didn't have the money on me. A lot of people always ask me, how much money do you take to yard sales when you go to the flea markets? And usually I like to start with a couple hundred and go pick up more as I need to. This was the end of the day. I was kind of done, so I just worked with what was left in my wallet, which turned out to be $12. He wanted way too much for this 360. As you're going to hear, he wanted $30 to $40. I probably could have wiggled it down. It wasn't bad. It did have the hard drive, no controller, unfortunately, and it was kind of scratched all to hell. But to pick up the 2 PlayStation 1s, as you're going to see, the red controller, as well as a PS3 controller and that Xbox Connect for $12, it was definitely a fantastic pickup. The guy was very generous about that, as you're going to hear. I tell him exactly, I only got 12 on me. He says, go for it.
So yeah, I'd be interested in the PlayStations.
All right, make me an offer on those.
Yeah,
Those are first generations.
yeah, absolutely.
They work really good as audio things, believe it or not. They have
Yeah.
CD players in them. And people don't know that. But
And the 360 here. Do you know if it works?
I don't know if it works. It probably needs a power supply. It may work. It probably just needs a power supply.
I think this is.
You want to try and plug it in? Let's try and plug it in and see. Bring them over here to the garage.
All right.
Before Xbox is on.
Really just depends on what I was with it. This one, no cords, no HDMI, or no controller, no HDMI.
But still, it's an Xbox. Which is Xbox 360?
Yes.
Wow, that's a good. It's worth like $30 or $40 at least, right?
Not for me. It won't be. I won't be able to do it at 30 or 40. That and those PlayStation. Do you get an idea what you want on those?
Maybe $10 a piece. That work for you?
That's more than I spend on them. I fix them up and resell them.
Maybe 2 of them for 15.
I need to see what I have on me before I start throwing offers. Actually, I've been going to too many yard sales this morning.
I got you. I hear you, brother.
No, I only got $12 on me.
All right, $12. Take them.
With that, are you sure?
Yeah, with it. Yeah, take all 3. Yeah, you lucky day.
That's a very lucky day. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Alright everybody, that is it for the episode. Hopefully you all have enjoyed it. I hope to see a lot of new faces on the Discord server. Come show off your finds and talk some retro. But as always, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.